Hello everyone, it's Melanie here from Speaking Styles. I hope that everybody is feeling okay, feeling good about things at the moment. Hey Sam, today's live that I wanted to come on and do because there's so much talk around, everybody needs to pivot in their business, start doing stuff online, getting behind the camera. And for a lot of people, that's massive. And a lot of people that go, well, how do I even do that? So I wanted to come on and just share 3 things with you all so that you can continue to share that amazing, wonderful work that you do and still be able to do that on camera. Hey Jeanette, hey Christina. And I thought that sometimes people just kind of go, hey, these are things that you should be doing in your business, but nobody ever gives you the how to do that. So I just want to share with you 3 things today that could then be able to help you move forward with that and maybe look at doing some things on camera. And I think that, given the current situation that we are in, I know for myself that I've now started to put together online programs that I had literally probably over a year ago, and I really resisted due to lots of different fears, lots of different things around putting them online, even though I do heaps of lives and do one-on-ones and workshops. The online thing in terms of having my recorded stuff, putting it there, and obviously charging a cost for it, a lot of resistance around that. However, when things like this happen in the world, then sometimes we are forced to come up against some of our fears, some of our resistance to really put those things out there to do that. I now have 1 out of my 2 live on my website already, which I'm super excited about. But what I want to say to people is that, again, we never want to wait until crisis before we start to actually do something that we've been wanting to do for such a long time. So if you are on and it is something that you potentially had been thinking about, excellent, Jeanette. Yes, when your voice is back, definitely we'll look to get you going live. But if this is something that you were considering before all of this happened, but then you're thinking, right, well, actually, let's maybe start looking at doing this. However, how do I change my mindset around it, given this current situation that everybody is in? And there's a lot of fear going on. There's a lot of people who are just in a panic mode of, I don't know what to do and how do I get there? We also want to be able to look at how to transfer what you might do in person to how you take that on to doing virtual. And virtual, I just mean is that you might just want to start getting on and doing lives. You don't necessarily have to look at online programs. That might be something down the line, but it just might be that you want to get on live and share a little bit about how you're feeling. Share a little bit more about your wonderful work that you do that could really impact and help somebody right now who is just feeling that fear, feeling a little bit lost, not sure where to go, what to do to move forward through all of this. And to help you how to use camera, how to use video to be able to engage with your audience. It's still another thing that people go, how do I engage with people that I don't see them? And how do I know that people are engaged, staying with me, all of those things. So I am just going to share just 3 of these top tips with you today, just to get yourself a little bit started. Go away, maybe do some brainstorming and really consider if it's something you're looking at doing, then start preparing now. And maybe it's something after this blows over, you start getting on live as well. So first, number 1 is mindset. So when we come to do anything, if we're not in the right mindset to do it, then number 2 and 3 aren't going to make any difference because we're not in the right mindset around it. So when I talk about mindset, really it's just about getting yourself present, getting yourself relaxed, getting yourself just in that centered moment, it might be closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths in, and just remembering that what you have to offer, what you have to help people with matters, and you can really help people do that. So when we're in a bit of fear, nerves, anxiety, confused, overwhelmed, it tends to be is that we're not clear. We don't have the clarity and the confidence around our message. And that's where a lot of those things comes into it. So it is maybe sitting down with a pen and a paper, writing some things down about what's something that you would like to share. Getting clear on that will help with the mindset. Also too, and I'm just keeping an eye on anybody that comes on and hearing, that the other thing around some people that find getting on camera, getting on live is around fear. So we have the 4 fears that I've spoken about before, is that you have a fear. So it's not actually getting on camera or getting in front of people. That is not what we fear, is the speaking element of this. We actually fear fear of rejection, loss of power, failure, humiliation, or embarrassment. So I want you to think about which one or ones is holding you back from doing this. Because when we know this, it's easier to then step through how we overcome that to be able to get on and do the work that you do to help other people. So people might think, what if I go on and no one comes on? Well, that's okay, because some people come on replay because they can't at that time. Or you let people know that you're coming on in half an hour, and some people might come on. And if they don't, you know what? You've had an amazing experience to practice with people. It might be loss of power. You might forget your words. You might, get a bit confused about what you say. Well, then you haven't prepared. So even for myself, I have some bullet point notes that I want to be able to go through with people. So those are things that you can still do on camera. You can still have those things there. Humiliation and embarrassment, you might say something, you might have a family member or dog or something in the background that comes in, but it's just an added element of fun as well out of that. Fear of failure, because you might go on and just absolutely mess it up. Well, do you know what? You just end it and you delete it if you're going on live. So there's always a solution to those fears that you can put into place to be able to help with that, so that you can get your mindset in the right place to actually do that. So key takeaway from that is get prepared, get yourself in the right space, present, centered. You might want to prepare the area just so that you don't have any of those things happen. But again, it's life, right? And it makes us human if those things happen. And then just to think about, it's about your audience and not about yourself. And that helps with the mindset as well. So number 2, how do we transfer what we do when we're with people to then being able to flip it over to being virtual, like I am right now? While I have a group of you watching right now, I can see that there is a few people on there. So, I have a few people on there. Hey, Rod. Hey, Andrea. Hey, Brookie. So there is people on there. They're watching. You're listening. I can be able to look down and go, hey, this is who's on. Acknowledge people. Say to people, hey, do you have any questions that you want answered? Pop them in the comments and I can look through them and be able to do that. So you're still engaging with the audience. So to think about the skills you already have when you stand up, or might be one-on-one or to a couple of people, what do you feel that you have confidence in? So even if you can right now note that down or think about it for later, is that what skills and what strengths do you have already when it's face-to-face with people that you can then transfer over to online? What's some things that people love about you? Like, what's something around your authentic self, your personality, that people say about you? And this might mean that you maybe text a few people and ask them to say, what's the 3 things that they absolutely love about you? And what's that personality? Because you still want to be your authentic self in person as well as online. So you might just need to ask people that question just to check in. Another thing about transferring what you do in person to be able to bring that on to virtual is just being able to remember about your audience. What's that information? Do you want to empower them? Do you want to inspire them, inform them? What's some things that you would do in person that you could then bring over to doing online? It's the same thing. What's some things that have come up in conversation with people they'd love to know more about you? So again, what's your why? What's the why about why you got started? What do you do to help people? And how do you help them? Like, these are 3 things that you could be jumping on live or recorded and share with people that you would normally share at events. You could then jump on here and be able to share that with people. It's the same type of information that you can do in person to you can online. It could be right now is that you want to jump online to share with people you're still open for business, that there's other ways in which people can communicate with you or do business with you. Those are things that you could transfer over to doing online so that people know that you're still around, how they can get in touch with you, how they can still work with you. Being able to do that online and doing it person to person just like this makes such a massive difference, and just informing people of that, because people don't know unless you tell them. So again, being able to transfer this over online is that, where are you based? What's your hours? How can they get in contact with you? How do you work with people? So those are things that you can transfer from one area to the next. And again, you're going to be able to build that confidence. After all of this has happened, you're going to be like a pro on social media, on lives. You're going to then look at creating your own online programs to help other people. So that's just some things around how you can transfer in person to virtual. So being yourself is the most important key that you want to be able to deliver to people offline or online, is being completely yourself. That brings me to number 3, is that how do you use camera and video to engage your audience? So what you need to be looking at is plan ahead. So even for me today is that I've been out today in meetings with people, and I suddenly had been obviously, watching lots of different things coming through with people, wanting to be able to promote their business, promote different ways and solutions for people during this time. And I thought that's the thing of like, sometimes but we don't know how we actually begin to do that. And I thought, I'm going to come home and I'm going to jump on live, and I'm just going to share some top tips around how to really start with the basics of doing that. So again, it could just be something that comes to you and you think, I really want to do a live, is that don't procrastinate on it. Even if you come back and you want to do some notes before you jump on, give yourself some time, let your audience know that you'll be jumping on in an hour, which I did first, and then realized that actually I do have a client to speak to in 15 minutes. So I had to go back on and change it to 3 o'clock instead. So how do you engage with your audience? You put them first. So who is your audience? You want to be able to go, what's the end goal in mind of why you would get online? Because that's how you then engage with them. So what I've done in my written text box of my live is that I've broken it down into chunks to let people know what the title is, what's the 3 key things I'm going to talk about, and then done a take-home message of you are enough just as you are. So again, that just reads in that don't wait to be perfect to get online to do it. Get on there now. So by letting people know what you're going to talk about, That's how you engage the people that want to hear more about what you have to say. So the other one is that when you do lives, that you can be able to see people. So I'm on my desktop. So on my right-hand side, I can see everybody who's now on watching. So then I could be able to then engage with each person individually, acknowledge people that are there. And again, if anybody has any questions, that's how they can then have a conversation. So you're still engaging with your audience, whether it's in person or whether it's online, you're still able to do that here on there. Other things to engage people with is that, again, with your key points of what you're going to be sharing, is that, again, just pausing, stopping after each tip that you're giving, give a bit of a take-home message on each of those before you move on to the next one. So really chunking down what you have to share with people, again, helps their minds be able to understand it, to process it, and be able to take it away and do something with it. So that's how we do engage with our audience. We want to look at what's the value of jumping online to be able to help people. So that's, hey Jana, hey Shannon. So my take home for that is, how do you use camera and video to engage with your audience? Again, you think about them. What's your end goal in mind for helping them? Then what's the value that you have to share with those people? Be yourself, because that's how you engage with them. If you're going online and going on live on Facebook, you know that you can see their names down the right-hand side on your desktop to be able to engage with people, asking them if they have any questions, means that you're connecting in doing that. Even if you want to just come on and share a bit more about yourself in a story, that's how you engage with people as well. So that is my 3 key things to get yourself being able to just have a think about, if you do want to start getting on live, getting your mindset, transferring who you are in person to who you can be on camera, which is the same, and then how to engage with your audience to do that. And just remember that you are enough just as you are. To get started today, to jump on live or recorded video and then upload it onto social media. Do not wait until it's absolutely perfect, because you know you'll never do it. So you are enough just as you are. It is time for you to share all of this wonderful work that you do to be able to help people right now and into the future, definitely. If anybody wants to be able to learn a little bit more about jumping on and being able to have a process, have a structure around getting on camera, my 4-week camera speaker ready program online will be live by the end of the week, if not the beginning of next week. So if you want to know more about how to do this, then please give me a thumbs up in the comments or send me a message, and when it's live I will send you the link and you can hop on and be able to book in and register onto that. It's a 4-week course. You can do it at your own pace. You will have a work booklet. You will have me in videos stepping you through everything that you need to do. There's a script that you can put together to get on camera, lots of other things around mindset, how to be yourself on camera on there. So if that's something that you would love to be able to do at home and be able to start jumping on live or coming back on live, then let me know and I will send the link to you. I also do have my 40-minute training video now live on my website, which I'm a little bit excited about. It's only 40 minutes. It's about helping you gain more clarity and confidence to talk about yourself, who you are, what you do, which can be for in-person or online. You can do it either way. So again, if any of those online programs are of use to you, then let me know and I will send the links to you. And again, everybody, just reach out if anybody has any questions. And again, in this time, if there's anything that's playing on your mind, anything that you're just a bit uncertain on, unsure, then please get in touch with me, guys, because, you know, at times this week I felt the same. There has been lots of different things for me as well that's massively affected myself and my business as well. So this is why being able to come on and just share a little bit more about getting online, just so that people are able to move through this as well, because there's a lot of things that we can't really do face-to-face with lots of different cancellations. If you're a service-based business that fully relies on networking events, speaking gigs, all of those different things to bring in that business, which solely has been for me, and every day I'm getting all of my speaking gigs cancelled. So like, I totally get where everybody is at with what's happening, but I think that it's a time where we can look at what's the best position for you and your business moving forward, and think of those things that you've been putting off for so long. Start doing them now, and really the future of yourself and your business will be so much better for it after all of this has happened. So wish everybody well, and again, I'm always here for anybody that wants to chat a little bit more about anything as well. You know, while majority of us are at home, it can become quite lonely, so I'm more than happy to chat to people a little bit more, whether it's just life in general. I'm happy to do that. So just remember, guys, oh great, Shannon, I'll send you the links. Just remember, everybody, you are enough just as you are, and people need to hear your amazing work that you have to offer and to help people. Even more now than ever, is that we are doing a disservice if we do not offer and we do not share our story, share the services that we have that can particularly help people right now. It is our duty to be able to do that and help people in the most effective way that we can. And again, online we can do it, and I believe in all of you. I have your back, and again, if you need more help, give me a shout. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will chat to everybody very soon. If there's any other things that people want me to share on here, let me know, and I'm happy to jump on and share some more tips with everybody. Bye for now. Bye.